The people that are buying real estate today are completely different than 2010. This has nothing, not even similar. These are wealthy people buying second and third homes. This is not a first-time buyer. People are paying either cash or putting 50% down. In many cases, they're putting down more than they've ever put down. And you also have investors that are buying real estate from end users. They're lining up all over Scottsdale. There's 25 offers. This story's told every day. There's 25 offers on a single family home. Everything's going over asking. And the guy that gets the deal is an investor that has no intention of living there, but it's going to Airbnb the property.
So let me give you the good news, no matter how bad the news is. That's always there. The banks have to. So when people say, well, you should save cash, why would you save cash and borrow? So, it's almost like the real estate owned in those days. In 2008 and all that property was available, but the bank owned it. REO is what they're called, real estate owned. You go to the bank and they said, look, you got this office building. Nobody wants it. Sell it to me. And the bank would actually loan you the money. The secret to life is how much money can you and how well can you manage that debt.
When you go get that bank-owned property, what do they ask? Who's your team? How are you going to manage it? And how are you going to fix it? It's almost like handing, a baton, and it's like they hand you the baton and they hope, can take it up the value off their books. And that's essentially how the real money. Wait, though, you don't want to catch that falling knee at them and negotiate with them. That's where you the heaviest discounts on real estate. And then,
I've been wrong about Austin so many times. Is because we don't understand the amount of pressure the amount of money and people moving to places that protect them from what they're leaving. New York, Illinois, New Jersey, everybody knows this story, but they're not betting on this. And I would just suggest to people, this story is not going to change. The more mandates they put out, the more crazy politics that people make, the more they pressure landlords, the more eviction moratoriums they do. All that stuff is pushing people and money out of New York, New Jersey, California,
Oregon, Seattle,
Oregon, anywhere the politics are crazy, regardless of what side you vote on. If they're not protecting the money and the people investing money, that money will move, and it's moving to Arizona, Utah, Nevada, Florida, the Carolinas. It's just going to explode down here. Texas is on fire.
So let me say this much is the easy part is raising the money. The hard part is managing the property. And I think that's what people forget because, when Kim and I first started out, the managing a property is the biggest business of all. But if you're just a mom and pop, you can only manage so many properties. So what is the secret to going from a small investor to managing, let's say, 150 units at a time?
Now, I talk about this a lot, and some people are knocking me right now because prices. And I know that a lot of you already had that in mind for your next property. If that feels out of reach, it might be time to consider buying property with a friend, partner, that maybe things are going to go up. If you're still renting your home and expect to be there for at least another year, I would look into asking 2-year lease next time you're. Now, I know some be apprehensive, especially if you feel like you could be buying a home. I would advise you to cross that bridge as a property owner. I'm not encouraging you to break your lease, but they may work with you. Find a new tenant or sublet your.
Well, I would say, first of all, just skip the small stuff and go buy a big deal. Even if you have to collaborate with somebody else to do the big deals always work better than little deals.
If buying your own rental property isn't in the cards right now, a real estate investment trust or REIT are a good way to invest your money. REITs are companies that own and operate real estate. When inflation rises, so can rental income. Different REITs invest in types of assets. You will need to do your homework here. I recommend that if you are investing, you take a look at family housing, data center, and industrial. All three types of this type are poised going up. And investing in those types of REITs, real estate, will also allow you to basically capital. So where do you think we're heading with the real estate market and the debt market?
I just want to say to people, to borrow $300 million, you've got to be spot on with the management. And as you know, management is the key for real estate, for business, for the government. And if a person cannot manage, screwed. So as long as we have our management skills in, we'll do well. I don't really care. As I said in front of the room, I said, yea, though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I shall fear no evil.
I've been buying real estate for 25 years. I think we're in a super cycle that has never, ever happened before in our lifetimes. This country would become a renter nation. I've been talking about that for 10 years. It's happening right now. Also, I do not think real estate is overpriced today. I think cap rates will compress to 50% of what they are today. And I think that people are underestimating the $3 trillion, $4 trillion that's been printed. If you look at the amount of money that has been printed and compare that to the amount of appreciation of real values in real estate,
Before we continue, help us clicking the YouTube like button and subscribe now to our channel. This shows the algorithm that you valued this information, and it helps us spread that message. Sharing is caring. And now, let's continue.
I have bad news for you. If you're not rich by now, you're screwed. And if you're in debt, you're even double screwed. How so, you might wonder? Well, the sad truth is that you're working your whole life to make someone else rich. The mega corporations, the banks, the politicians, everyone is getting richer. They get your money. And what is even worse, they get your time, they get your life. You are not even in a rat race. You're in a financial prison. But what could a solution for you look like? Honestly, I don't know, but I know what a solution for me would look like. It's very simple. I use whatever money I have and I multiply it with 1,000. This could make my life much easier and probably yours as well. If you have $1,000 available and multiply this with 1,000, I believe that this could solve some financial issue for the one or the other. Of course, if you're ugly, you would have to multiply it with much more than 1,000. My name is Marco Stan, and this is what I decided to do. I decided to 1000x my money. This is not a joke. I know what you may be thinking. What is this guy talking about? How should this work? This is not possible. Well, I made a detailed video where I laid out my plan. And some clever folks might even want to look at this plan and copy it and do exactly what I do. This is just a little hint on the side. You have two options. You leave, you forget what you have seen. You do whatever you're doing and you hope that somehow you get some other results. Good luck with that. Or you click the link below the video. You enter your email address because I'm not showing this to everybody. You at least watch my video on how I plan to 1000x my money. The choice is yours. Make the right choice. Join me. See what a different future you could have. See at least how I intend, how I plan to do the 1000x. So click on the link below, enter your email address, and I see you on the other side. Your Marco Stan.